This is Sparta!
There was a major boost on Tuesday night at training for Tom Wade and his backroom staff. 3 Spartans youngsters put pen to paper on new contracts. Porter Blythe Player of the Month Dan Parker and midfielders Louis Horner and Matthew Wade were the names who put their signatures on new deals at Croft Park. Spartans chairman Tony Platten was on hand to see the deals being signed, and he revealed the thinking behind the offers. Right, Tony, 3 of the side's younger players have agreed new contracts tonight, and that's a real boost for the club.
It is indeed. Tom and his team have spent a lot of time building this team up since the beginning of the season. They started off with a blank sheet of paper. We've started now, right at the beginning of February, putting the plans in place for next season so that we know we've got the youngsters who've proved themselves this season already and geared up to go without having to thrash about in the marketplace looking for new players.
And there's a real growing confidence about the place that the club really come together, and this is just another step in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. The blend that Tom's got of the experienced players and the young ones coming through now proves to be really good. Getting the team of the month off the Everstick League last week was crown and glory, really. Mid-season, sometimes pitches can be really bogged down, but we've managed to maintain that form, even though the pitches have been very heavy, which some would say doesn't suit our style of play, but we've battled through those heavy pitches and we've got the rewards, and well done to all the players and the management down on the pitch.
And obviously at the start of the season, I say there wasn't much expected of us, but it must, as chairman, give you a great sense of pride to see how we're doing.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people, particularly when they saw the way the pre-season was going, weren't exactly confident that we're going to have a team, and we did stutter a bit, it has to be said, at the beginning of the season, but we've now got things really under control. The extra experience that Tom has brought in with Colin and the other lads in the back room really proves the worth now. They've got a real good team going. When we do get the odd injury, as inevitably you do on these heavy pitches, the backroom boys have really worked those injuries through and got the team back on the pitch. And
what looks like an unlikely playoff challenge happening?
Well, we've had a couple of cancelled games and other teams are now catching us up. I know there's a couple of midweek games this week that have been arranged, so by the time we start on Saturday, the teams all around us will be more or less on the same number of games with no huge differences between the games played. So it's up to us to just keep going the way we did in January, and yeah, I'm confident that we'll be in a playoff position. Just about every team that we've visited have been very complimentary about the style of football. All the away directors have said we're one of the best teams that they've all played, so yeah, that all goes good for us.
As his team took part in training at Kicks Leisure, Spartans manager Tom Wade also gave his verdict on the deals and looked ahead to Saturday's visit of Witten. Right, Tom, a major sign of the club's ambition going forward with 3 key players signing contracts tonight.
Yeah, it's we've been speaking to the players for a while. It's just the amount of interest being shown from teams from the Northern League area. And obviously we've got professional sides looking at the lads. You know, it's initial interest, but they're taking names, and the club's got to look after its future. You know, and they are keen to sign. You know, the good players, and we've signed them on this season and an option for next year. And it's just probably, you know, my phone never stops ringing from different managers after different players, and might just stop people from chasing the same people all the time. You know.
Whilst that makes your job difficult, it must also be a bit of a sense of pride that these lads are being looked at by clubs higher up the pyramid.
Yeah, to be honest, I spoke to Simon Weaver at Harrogate, and you know, I'm speaking to managers all the time, and everybody's noticing that we've got a good young side. I just spoke to Adam Sadler, who's in Russia somewhere, coaching the side. He's even rang us up and said, "Look, good side, everybody's watching you." And so it's good. It's even, you know, it's going across countries, and you know, they're good players, but they are inexperienced players, and there's a lot more to come from them. And all we're doing, we're not saying they're superstars, you know, we're just saying that we would like to keep them for the foreseeable future, and just telling clubs to you know, let them have a bit breathing space and let them develop. You know.
You look at the rest of the season, and obviously in the team meeting you just had there identified that we have got more away games than home games, but still a real chance of kicking on and getting these playoffs.
Yeah, to be honest, it's 15 games, you know, home and away. It's irrelevant really. We've got to try to get in there, and I've just went over shape than that tonight, and we need to emphasise and reinforce that they need to know what they're doing, and even just a half an hour talk on a Tuesday, we'll have the same talk on Thursday, and we'll have the same talk Saturday before the game. But it's just really to tell them, the lads understand what is required of them. Obviously they're going to forget in games when the games start and all that, but they'll soon get used to it, and it's vital for the away games, because it's home. It's a bit like a cavalry charge sometimes. We just never stop. But away from home, you know, we've given points away when we should have seen games off, and we haven't, because we went forward too much throughout the 90 minutes. So it's probably a different way to play away from home, but we'll still be an attacking side. But we just need to emphasise that away games are winnable as well, you know.
There's a lot of positivity around the club at the moment, and more positive news last week with the announcement that the Rustic League have awarded us Club of the Month for January, which was great news. Yeah,
to be honest, we had a decent December as well, you know. But it's not just the team, you know, behind the scenes is excellent. You know, the media side obviously is doing fantastic. The supporters club starting to build up and they're very supportive of the team. The bar's doing well. The clubhouse seems to be full all the time. There's a lot of happy faces in there, and the team's doing okay at the minute. So I think everything is positive. You know, when I came here halfway through the last season, it's not the same club, you know. And that's just not about the team. It's about everything around the team. So when the players come in to games, it's a bit more pride of where they are, and that gives them a bit more confidence to relax in games, because they're at a good club.
And just looking ahead to Saturday, Witten, a very different prospect to our last game against Chorley, but a really difficult game as well.
Yeah, I've just said the lads at Witten are great lads. You know, we'll beat them away at 1-0, and you know, if we looked at it properly, there could have been a couple of goals up before we scored. We had 2 men sent off, which, you know, it's pretty rare for us to get people sent off, seeing there's been a few this season. But it's one of them where it was a game backs against the wall, and for me it was a turning point of the season for me. I know it was early on in the season, but that just, you know, just cemented to me that the lads were here for the right reasons, battled hard. They're a good side, and I've just said to the lads tonight, it's like playing Chorley again. You know, they're round about the bottoms of the league. They're a good club, good history, good manager, great backroom staff, and they'll have the lads up for it. You know, it's a big challenge for them to come to Blythe, and we've got to treat them as a Chorley side and just give it the same effort and the same commitment, and hopefully get the same result. You know.
We caught up with defender Parker at training Kicks Leisure, and he revealed his delight at putting pen to paper. Right, Dan, so you put pen to paper on a new deal to keep your Croft Park for the rest of the season and beyond. Yep. Must be great for you.
It's fantastic. You know, it's nice to be appreciated. It's you know, it's gave us a feeling of credibility as a player. You know, I feel as if I've made that step. I've worked really hard to be noticed in that sense by the manager and the assistant manager Colin. So, I mean, I've never done it before, but it was an absolute delight, to be honest, to be signing a new deal.
And it tops off a fairly decent week for you getting the Port of Blythe Player of the Month as well.
I know, that was unexpected. Like I said, I've just been doing exactly what they've asked of us. Didn't think to myself I've done anything special this month, and come out that I got Player of the Month. I was ecstatic, but I thought a lot of the other lads have done so well this month. As a team, we've done great, and some of the individuals. Nipper obviously is just a standout player. To be honest, I think all the lads expect him to win it every month.
Obviously, Dan, it was Trafford in mid-December, I think, when you got back in the team, and since then you've really established yourself at centre-back. What is it you've done to make sure that happens?
I've done exactly what they've said, exactly what they've asked of us, and it's really that simple. To be honest, it just clicked. It clicked in my head what I needed to do, instead of trying to do things that weren't asked of us and trying to impress. They pulled us aside before a match and drilled into us exactly what they needed. I'd done that, and I think that game I actually got a man of the match, and that's when it clicked. So from then on, I've just applied it to every single game and listened to exactly what they have to say.